Hello everyone, my name is Travis Harley. I'm going to be showing you how to create your own WordPress template from scratch using HTML5, CSS3, Bootstrap, some JavaScript, but mainly I'm going to walk you through building your own custom WordPress template. I've had a lot of people ask me how to do this, so I'm going to make this video and show you guys how to do it. So my goal is to kind of show you how to, build it from scratch, but also how to understand WordPress. So if you don't know, WordPress is a great tool for people who want to make changes to their website without having to get into the code. So if you're looking to get into the business of building websites for people and giving them a solution where they can make changes to their website without having to have a web developer, this is perfect because you can use WordPress, give them their custom website, and then later on they can update content, change pictures, they can do everything. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. Again, we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to get into a lot of the crazy WordPress stuff. There are a lot of PHP commands that WordPress uses. We're just going to keep it simple, so it's not going to be anything too crazy. So those are my goals, is to show you how to build a WordPress template from scratch and then how to better understand the WordPress environment. So in order to do this, you are going to need either an external server or a program called XAMPP. XAMPP, this is what it looks like. If you haven't heard of XAMPP, what it is, it's a virtual server. And you're going to need this because WordPress is built using PHP, and PHP is a client-side script, which means that you need a server to kind of translate the code. All right, so it's not like HTML where you can build a website and then open up Chrome and see your website and everything that you've built so far. PHP works much different, and it needs a server to read the code. So XAMPP, if you don't have an external server right now, this is a free solution. You can Google XAMPP, download it, install it. It's really easy. When you have it opened, you're just going to run Apache and MySQL. I've got those going right now, so I don't want to stop that. I'm going to create another video on how to install and set up XAMPP, but that'll be a later video. Anyway, I'm going to be working in XAMPP, and so go ahead and boot that up. Or if you have a live server, follow along. There's going to be a little bit, a few different changes if you're using XAMPP or a live server, but we'll get into those as we're moving along. It's not a really big difference. Okay, so if you're using XAMPP, what you need to do is you need to go to your XAMPP folder, and you can find that under your OS tab, XAMPP, and then your htdocs. So if you open up this folder, pretty much anything that's in here is a project of mine. So if I pull up my browser and if I type in localhost, that's going to take me to my dashboard, and it just says welcome to XAMPP. But I have all these different projects that I'm working on, and what I can do is I'm going to be building a website called Eyes for Pies. Going to be a blog about food. Okay, and so now that I have built that, I can go Eyes for Pies. Okay, you'll see that it's finding the directory, but there's nothing in there, and that's just because there's no files in there. So since our directory is empty, nothing's going to show up here. So let's go ahead, let's move on. The next part we need is to get the files for WordPress. So we need to download WordPress. So if you Google that, we'll pull up here, click download WordPress. You gotta do it twice. I guess there's two buttons to get there. You're going to download it, and you're going to have to put all the files on there because we need to install WordPress. So I have mine downloading here to my desktop, so wherever you guys have yours, go ahead and find it, and when it's done, unzip it. And so we have my directory here. for my project, we're going to open up this folder, and we're just going to transfer over the files there. So let's open it up, copy it all, paste it in there. Okay, and then when we have that done, go back to your, let's see, we don't need that anymore. Come back to this page, let's refresh it, and then it should give you the wizard for WordPress. Okay, so this is pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to click continue, select your language, click continue, and then it's going to prompt you, hey, before we start, we're going to need 5 things from you. The database name, username, password, host, and table prefix. Okay, so before we move forward, what we need to do is create the database. Okay, this is pretty simple. So depending on if you're using XAMPP with me or if you have an external server, you will need to find phpMyAdmin. If you are using XAMPP, you type in localhost/phpMyAdmin. Now, if you have an external server, you're going to need to log in, and then there should be a section about databases, and then you should be able to find a link to phpMyAdmin, sign in, and it should look the same. Okay, so here you're going to see the different databases that I have. Just to kind of show you real quick, I clicked on one that I have, Tech Support Start. This is a project that I was working on, and here are the different tables that I have. And if I click on one of them, I have all of the data here for customers. This is all filler text, so this isn't anything sensitive, so don't worry. Okay, so what we're going to do is when we're here in phpMyAdmin, just let you know it's a database that works with PHP. So we're going to click databases, and we need to create a database name. So I'm going to call this one Eyes for Pies, because that's the project I'm working on. And then over here, what we want to select is UTF8. Let's see if we can find it here. Here it is, UTF8 Unicode CI. Okay, and we're going to create it. Awesome, it's created. We don't have to do anything else. That's all we have to do. So after we created our database, go ahead, let's click the Let's Go button, and we're going to give the information to WordPress. This is important because this is building a file that will connect to your database, and that way you can, whenever you add a new page or new content, it saves that information to your database. So it's really important. So the database name I called Eyes for Pies. Username, I believe, now this is the username and password to your phpMyAdmin. And I believe mine's just root, and I don't think I have a password. If you have XAMPP, I don't think you have a password that comes with it. And that's all we need to do here. We click Submit, and it says, alrighty, Sparky. And so we run the install. Okay, so now it's asking for some basic information about your website. This is Eyes for Pies. Username, I want my username. Now, this is... you're creating your username and your password for your what is it called? Notepad. You're creating your username and your password for WordPress. Okay, so what we're going to do, I like to write this down because in one of their latest installs, their passwords are really strong, and you can't change that to something easy. So I always write that down because I don't remember that kind of stuff. So let's save that. I'll say WordPress credentials.txt. Okay, cool. And then email, you'll have to put in your email. And then after you do that, you have the option to allow search engines to find you. If you don't want a search engine to find your website, check that. Otherwise, leave it blank. And then I'm going to put in my email address and then click Install WordPress. Okay, after you install it, this is success. WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. So let's go ahead. Let's click Login, and it's going to ask for your username and password. I think I still have it. we will log in. Okay, perfect. Now we can save this. So this is the back end of WordPress. Okay, it's very simple. You don't have to get too crazy in any of these things. You'll get familiar with it as we move along with these tutorial videos. But the way that it kind of works is here's your dashboard. A lot of plugins that you install will show their any analytics or anything here. You have posts, so if you're writing blogs, these are the pages that you'll have. You'll have posts, you can add a new post. Media, this is kind of your library of images and videos or other forms of content that you can upload and reference to your site. You have pages here. This is adding pages like a home page, about us, contact us. So those are your pages for there. Comments, you can look at comments that are people putting that they type on your comment or on your articles. You have appearance, where we can customize our theme, widgets, menus, header, background. So we're going to be creating a theme. So once we start getting into that, we'll install our theme, which we'll go to this tab. Plugins. WordPress is known for their plugins. There are plugins for pretty much anything and everything. MailChimp, if you guys are familiar with that, it's like an email subscribe service. They've got plugins where you install it and then people can sign up and then it collects that information. Bunch of different things. Google Analytics, SEO, a lot of good stuff here. Users, now you can set up how many users you want to log in and what permissions they have to access different parts of the WordPress template. Different tools, you can import, export data, settings. So that's kind of just a quick rundown for it. If you come up here, you'll see your Eyes for Pies, the name of your store, and then you can click Visit Site, and then it'll show you what your site looks like. So by default, this is the template that it chose. So as you know, we're here to learn how to create our own WordPress template. So now that WordPress is installed, we can go ahead, get moving forward on creating our own template. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Stay tuned and we'll get into building out our website in the next video.